Hi, I did not know this till my friend Abhijit from Australia just dropped in a message and said that, hey Gargi, look, it's a fine piece of information that has been published. Okay, so I am talking about the topic that I will be telling you today. It's an amazing news altogether. And if you are here with me in the live, then just put in your hi and hello. Yes, we are talking about something like, as you see, mentioned in my thumbnail or in the title, is about the coronavirus epidemic, a proof from the map of evolution. Okay, let me just tell you that what exactly is this about. So, a group of scientists found evolutionary markups inside human DNA, which dates back approximately 20,000 years. So, what is this all about? So, let me just tell that by nature, law of nature, it is very obvious that we in our DNA we possess even marks of certain viral or epidemic diseases. So meaning to say that when diseases happen, so they leave a mark inside our DNA. Something like in our DNA, it is more of sequences of viral DNAs that are found that gets integrated with generations and it gets fixed. So what is so interesting about it? So just because of this, this is due to a natural selection mechanism. What happens, we start gaining adaptability to certain diseases. Now coming to this coronavirus episode, particularly the COVID-19, a group of scientists recently found that there are certain things called as VIPs. I am not talking about VIPs, or that means the eminent personalities or the big shots of celebrities, but VIPs, which I mean, is called as viral interacting proteins. So, what these scientists did is an amazing work. They found that there are footprints of similar epidemics in our ancestors, that they analyzed the DNA in a public database using mostly the East Asian population, and they found that there are marks of similar epidemic that has happened. So they have used many tools, many used in evolutionary measurements, statistical tools, and many other software. So I am not going into all those, but let me tell you what is the importance of this kind of an analysis. So, during their study, they found out many important VIPs, that is, the viral interacting proteins, which actually directly acts with the coronaviruses. So now this information is what exactly? So this information is important because it gives us an insight about the future. How? Let me tell you. So it's a very common thing, like the way we evolve, generations after generation. It is something which happens by laws of nature, that certain genes are selected. I mean, they are selected among others, and they stay, and they go with after generation and generation, as if they get fixed in a certain point in our genome. So how does this help? So this helps to understand an adaptive response of a particular human population. Like, for example, the work that they have done, it shows that the information that they have given, it shows that those kind of VIPs, okay, the viral interacting proteins or the adaptive response, can work in two way. One way, it can promote the replication of the viruses, or it can actually prevent the replication of viruses. By replication, I mean multiplication of the viruses. Okay, so that thus you can understand what exactly this is all about. It is about adaptation. Now, for example, let me make it simple. For example, if you have a particular gene component inside your DNA, which makes your adaptation towards a particular, say, this COVID 19 pandemic, this virus, you have a component which actually helps to form certain proteins which prevents when a SARS-CoV-2 virus enters inside your body. Because of the presence of those VIPs, this virus is not allowed to multiply in your body. Thereby, you become more resistant or more powerful over the virus and you don't get the disease. As simple as that. Now, I am talking about these things because this is really fascinating. And if you want to read this particular article, it has been recently published in the Journal of Current Biology, I think most probably in 24th of July. And you can also find the version, simplified version, as I mentioned in the magazine of New York Times. Now, coming back, why is it so important to understand this? So, how they did it? There are something called as data sets or human genome data sets. So, this is like kind of maps. So, many other researchers also have done similar kind of work. And as if now, slowly and slowly, if such kind of measures or information we can incorporate, maybe we can come up with something called as druggable genome. So what is this druggable genome? It is something, say, like a ready-made map where you find the genes which are very much potent and that can be utilized. That information can be harnessed and it can be utilized for future drug development, for the, for alleviating, or just the at preventing the attacks of this particular virus. So how that can be possible? So the imprint that has happened, like this study that I'm talking about, is absolutely in East Asian population. So this evolutionary biologists, they found that these kind of imprints are present quite a lot in the East Asian population, and they worked upon 26 human populations and they compared the genome. So, and this all dates back, including SARS-CoV-2, to almost 20,000 years ago. And then how this information is going to help us now, this information more I will tell, but before that let me tell you more about the study. So in the process, what they came up is to find out certain genes, particularly four genes that they are talking about in their work, which tends to be or seems to be the target of almost 11 drugs that are being going on in clinical trials, that is drug development, where people are trying to see the effects. And these 11 drugs are targets of, these genes are the targets of the 11 drugs. So that means you can understand that how fascinating or how important this work is and how important this kind of information is. So for example, now if we can say select one gene and we can, take make one drug, it is something like a preventive measure. Now for example, if we can identify as well the specific genes that are forming these VIPs, then we can actually go ahead and discover more drug developmental strategies accordingly. So why? Because these viral interacting proteins or VIPs, either they, these proteins directly, actually they help in two ways. Either they directly act with the coronavirus in a positive or a negative manner. Positive as in positive for the body, like preventing the virus to replicate or multiply, or negative as in it can actually hijack our immune cells and not allow our immune system to recognize that we have a foreigner inside our body, that is the virus. So from this extensive work, what they have deciphered, as I was mentioning, about four genes which are the targets of 11 drugs that are under clinical trial right now, which are will be used or which are being tried out to ameliorate the clinical symptoms of COVID-19. So I can mention the a few names of the four genes like SMAD3, IMPDH2, PPIB, and GPX1. Now, what is the importance of even knowing such information? In the future, if we have this kind of information, apart from drug development or taking up many other strategies, basically we are heading into something called as applied evolutionary medicine. So this kind of information will help us to combat pandemics or epidemics like the one we are into, so in COVID-19, because it will give us information about whether a particular population is more susceptible or less susceptible to such deadly diseases. Susceptible means like whether a particular population, human population, is has more tendency to get the disease or less tendency to get the disease. This is amazing. And by these methods, by adopting such information in the traditional medical research protocols, what we can come up with is to formulate methodologies or improve our ability to predict as well as prevent the epidemics of the future. So that was it. And I was so excited after reading this. I thought I should definitely share this with you. And if you find this information useful, please share this video as much you can, because this is an amazing work that the scientists have done. And just to mention again, if you want to read this, go into Journal of Current Biology and just search the issue or the postings in the date of 24th of um, June. So that is the thing. And it is very, very amazing. And basically, always history is fascinating. I hope you will agree with me. And so I will not take much more time. And if you have enjoyed, you can write your thoughts, share your thoughts with me. And if you want more such information, just write, feel free to write in the comments, and I'll try to bring it up more interesting facts like this, which will help us in understanding the COVID virus in a better way and what we can do as a scientific community out there, as well as what the scientists are actually doing at the back end. This is fantastic. With that, let me just tell you a goodbye, and I hope you have enjoyed this, and stay tuned and take care of yourself and your family and your friends. Stay safe and take all the precautionary measures. Till then, I will come back again with some interesting fact, and definitely I would like to and love to read your comments. And if you suggest me topics, I will bring it up. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today, and thank you for staying with me in this live and also watching it in the recording. And don't forget to subscribe my channel, please. So hit that subscribe button. And till then, bye.